What is the best gaming setup for $1,000? This includes the PC, OS, monitor, keyboard and mouse, and other peripherals. To minimize costs, we will assume that you already have a chair and desk, which is why we aren't calling it a full setup. The link for everything mentioned in the video will be in the description section below. Stick around to the end of the video for a quick channel update. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So getting started, we have the PC. For the heart of this setup, I decided to go with something that is cheap at around $650 and upgradable for the future. This build is meant for gaming at 1080p at mid to high settings without a problem at about 50 to 60 FPS. For the CPU, we have the Core i5-6400. This is a very good and simple i5 processor that will do decently at gaming. It is a non-K CPU because going with a 6600K would make this a nearly $1,000 build, but nonetheless, it is a great quad-core CPU clocked at 2.7 GHz, so nothing too extreme but good enough especially for the price. For the motherboard, I had my mind on cheap, so I went with the Asus H110M-A. This is a good micro ATX motherboard that does not have any jaw-dropping features, but it is still a good motherboard that will do the job. It is not a Z170 board because the CPU is a non-K, so there is no need for Z170. And if you don't know what Z170 is, it is basically a motherboard that allows overclocking. For the CPU cooler, we have the Cryorig C7. This is a great air cooler at a great price. It will do the job of keeping the CPU cool without a problem. This is also a cooler that has made a previous appearance on my channel in the build of the week episode 1. And if you haven't seen it, I recommend you go and watch it in the link in the description below. But this is my favorite air cooler at the moment, and for a good reason. It is low profile, looks amazing, and keeps the CPU at good temperatures. For the RAM, we have the Corsair Vengeance LPX 8GB stick of RAM. This is a nice and simple single stick of RAM so that you can upgrade it to 16GB of RAM in the future. It is at a very low price right now, which is why I chose it. For the storage, we have the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1TB hard drive. This is a good reliable hard drive that will hold your Steam library, music, pictures, and software without a problem. And this build does have an SSD, being the ADATA Premier SP550. This is a good 120GB SSD that will hold the OS of the system. For the video card, we have the EVGA GTX 1060 Superclock. This is the 3GB model, and it is a good card for the money. It comes at a very good price and it will do the job. If you are more of an AMD guy, you can pick up the RX 480 4GB model for close to the same price. For the case, I chose the nice and simple Fractal Design Core 1100. This is a micro ATX case that looks very nice. It doesn't have a Windows side panel, but at this price point, I wouldn't really expect a Windows side panel. And last but obviously not least, we have the power supply. I chose the EVGA 430 watt power supply. It will power the system without a problem and is a good choice for the money. This is not a modular power supply because I couldn't fit one into the budget, but nonetheless, it is a good power supply at a very good price. For the operating system, you can pick up a copy of Windows 10 at kingwin.com for just about $27. And right quick before we continue, for those of you who don't know about kingwin.com, it is a great website where you can get really cheap Windows keys and really cheap game keys. So I recommend that you go and check them out through the link in the description below. Next, we have the monitor. I chose the Acer VX228H. This is a 1 millisecond 21.5 inch monitor that will do great at gaming. While 1080p is not the highest resolution, it is still a good sweet spot for gaming. It is not height adjustable and can only tilt, but it is still a great monitor for the money, especially because of the 1 millisecond response time. And 21.5 inches is a really ideal size for 1080p gaming because the pixels won't be visible at this size and it will look very great. Almost at the end, we have the keyboard and mouse. I wanted to make the theme a little consistent, so I went with a Razer keyboard and a Razer mouse. The keyboard is the Razer Deathstalker Chroma. Now, this is an older keyboard, but even so, it will do good for the price and has RGB lighting. And for the mouse, we have the Razer Death Adder Chroma. It is the same story with this one, but it is still a good mouse for gaming. And last but not least, we have the headset. I chose the Logitech G430. This is a very good headset for gaming and comes at a very good price. So the total cost for this setup is $980, leaving enough space for things like a headset stand and an extended mouse pad. Anyways guys, that is it for this setup. A quick announcement about my channel: I will have an upload schedule, so if you noticed how I did not upload anything for a week, I apologize, and that will never happen again. again. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about this setup and how it could have been better. Make sure you subscribe for more PC and gaming related content, and don't forget to like if you liked it. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one.